Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Super Paper Mario episode. This is a bit different.
Why is that?
Well, one thing, we're not in the same room together, and two, we are looking at a tier list right now instead of the actual game, so that's fun. But since the Super Paper Mario wrapped up and everything, and also it ended on episode 31, we have an extra slot, so we could either start Ace Attorney early, or we can make you guys suffer with one more episode of our stupid shit before we get into, like, good games, so... So we figured we might as well rate the Pixls that we had accompany us for pretty much most of our journey, and see how good they are in retrospect. I don't know how we're gonna be rating these. We can rate them on like how useful they are, the designs, and like how okay, their ability, the design, and how useful they are.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of them are like really cool designed, but not really the greatest.
Yeah, we'll get into which ones those are, but I mean, I put them in order from like when you would get these in the game and whatnot, and then the last four are like iffy because like you can get them kind of whenever you want, except for Tiptron. That one is very much post game, so I get in order. So we're gonna start at Tippi and make our way all the way to Tiptron at the very end.
Yep. All right. So Tippi's first and foremost.
Yeah, we get her very early. She has a tattle ability, which is similar to Goombella. She tells you about any enemy that you point at the screen. You can unlock secret passageways. Tattle on like anything. You can also tattle on yourself to get like hints about what to do. She's very important to the story.
Yeah, I mean, based on the fact alone that you... Well, I mean, I guess it can be stated for a couple of these that you can't progress without them.
Yeah.
But he is legitimately integral to, like, the entirety of the story.
Yeah. Also, I love her backstory with Count Bleck and everything. And
yeah, I like her design. I think the little rainbow butterfly is a very cute design.
Mm-hmm.
To me, she's at least an A tier.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love her. She's so cute.
Does she go in S tier though? What do you think?
Well, yeah. Dude, as a kid, I was a diehard for Tippi and Count Bleck. That was such a good love story.
Okay. I can get with it.
Like I cried. I cried when when she left, and we never got to see her again.
Yeah, never get to see her again. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. I mean, we never see her in any other games. She's living her life. Alright.
Yeah, well, I mean, the point that I was getting at is, you don't get to see her, but you get to see her.
Yeah, I mean, we get to see our silhouette.
You get to see Tiptron. That's the point that I was getting
at.
at.
Sorry.
A little slow on the come up there, huh?
Well, we got to see her silhouette at the very end, where it's at the end, and we saw like a man and a woman on a hill, living all happy.
Yeah.
Alright, and then there's Thorau right here. We got him in chapter 1, 2, to prove that we were the hero and shit, and whatnot, in like Old Town.
Yeah.
Fun fact with this Pixel is that he was originally not even like a hand. It was supposed to be like a ladder to help you solve puzzles and hit switches and shit, but they changed it to being like a throw mechanic instead of like the climbing thing. So that's a fun fact about Thorau. But yeah, you can grab enemies, you can grab blocks and shit, and just throw shit.
Yep, emphasis on the name.
Yeah.
What was his name gonna be before? Ladder?
I have no idea, but apparently it's a fun fact of like it was supposed to be like a little ladder that was helping. I'll see if I can find like an image of like what they call like beta testing of some of the Pixels, but yeah, it was a Pixel and it was a ladder.
It's very interesting.
I think Thorau's a solid B. I like his design because his name is Thorau and he's a hand and everything.
I really like his design, but as for usefulness, he's not like super useful. So yeah. Like, yeah, I kind of agree. I think he's think he's a B.
Yeah, it was fun throwing enemies into clips, like into holes with him.
Yeah, I think he was, from a design perspective, he's really cool.
Yeah.
But from a usefulness perspective, there's definitely some other more useful pixels.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of useful Pixls, there's Bomber over here. Kind of similar to how Bombery worked in Dousing Your Door. You just place down a bomb, and you can make him either like wait to explode, or you can just like auto blow up things. You can blow up enemies, blocks, all that shit.
I think his usefulness extends so much in the fact that like since the like bombing mechanic is like delayed, you could place it down and like wait for stuff to run into it, or you could like kind of blow it up immediately. I think that in terms of usefulness, he's actually probably like either the second or third most useful pixel.
Yeah, he was very useful in the flip side, mainly flop side Pit of 100 Trials, where we stand on top of a bunch of enemies and just drop that thing.
Yeah,
So
like the combo with like him and being able to like hide in like Princess Peach's parasol was like a really good combo. So to me, he's A tier.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, some Pixels and characters go together, like you said, Bomber and Peach, Carrie and Bowser. I pair Cludge and Luigi together, and then I think for Mario, I think maybe like Thudley or maybe also Cludge.
Yeah.
Yeah. But shit Pixel right here. Fucking got in chapter 2 2-3, when we got trapped by Mimi with getting a bunch of rubies. Pretty much, according to Turkish, you only really need to use him 3 times in the game. Is the requirement for that, so that's fun.
Yeah, that's kind of sad, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, pretty much like getting past like the electrical wires, getting in between the prison cells so you can progress to the next chapter, and then like sliding down this little hole and shit. Pretty much not very useful. You can, I mean, if you use his ability, you become invisible and nothing can hit you while you're like not moving. So that can have its advantages that we just never took advantage of.
I mean, I think we took advantage of it like maybe one time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, it's just one of those characters that's really cool in design, and I'm sure that the creators of this pixel were like, this is gonna be like really cool for people to use in like certain circumstances and whatnot. But in reality, his usefulness just kind of falls short.
Yeah, I feel like
the other pixels.
Let's just put him right here.
Oh, I was thinking probably C.
Oh, that's very generous of you.
Yeah, well, I really do like the design, but that's about all it goes. If there was a character that I didn't really like the design for, and they weren't very useful, then they'd probably go in D. But like Tippi, you know, very good design, very useful. So obviously S. Bomber, I like his design like a little bit less because he's not very colorful. He's just a bomb, and like there's nothing really like super unique about that. But he's extremely useful. Thorau is like okay in both departments, and then in usefulness, I don't even remember what this pixel's name is.
Slim.
Oh, Slim. I really like it.
They kind of have puns based off of like what they are. So like Slim makes you like one-dimensional, so you're invisible.
Yeah.
So you can slide through shit.
Yeah.
But alright, C tier for him. That looks pretty good. And then we have Thudley, given to us in chapter 3-2 in the ocean area and whatnot. He grades you on how your like sturdiness is or something like that. Basically, your ground pound move, based from all the other Paper Mario games where you get to jump on enemies and shit. Good for solving some puzzles. Good for extra damage on enemies if you're able to ground pound them.
Yeah.
Or I guess if you're able to jump on them, then you can ground pound them to get extra damage if you need. I think that's pretty much where his extents go. We didn't really use him that much, aside from puzzles.
Yeah, again, like, so this is a character that I don't know. I somewhat like the design of, I like the design a little bit less than like Throw, but in terms of usefulness, better than Slim. So to me, I was thinking in B. But what are your thoughts?
I think B also. I think his design is based off of like a pound or something, like a dumbbell.
Yeah, you remember how like it reminds me of, you know how like Kirby turns into that like weight in Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, I think it's kind of based off that.
Yeah, that's like what I imagine, but I mean, cool, but like nothing really super unique. Like Throw's mechanic is a little bit more unique.
Yeah.
But definitely more useful and a little bit cooler than Slim. Yeah.
And then there's Carrie, given to us on chapter 3-4, where we get him in Francis's lair. He makes you slightly more faster, carrying you across spikes and letting you jump onto enemies that do have spikes as well. So this is basically like, once you get Carrie, you're going to be using him a lot just to get to places slightly faster to be carried. Just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good pair with Bowser. Because you can have Bowser on Carrie and then be able to use the fire ability midair, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but that's kind of like where the usefulness kind of stops, because like you have kind of better options for the thing that Carrie does. Like they of course incorporate like the one little spots, or like the one or two little spots that like Carrie is needed, but then after that you're kind of like, if it wasn't for Bowser, Carrie would be kind of useless.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So in that regard, like, I want to put Carrie, like, I really would want to put Carrie, because like if it wasn't for Bowser, this would be like a D or a C, but because Bowser is actually in the game, I mean, I might even say, no, I don't think I'd say
C.
A quite yet. Yeah.
Yeah, because as soon as like you finish and get Dashell, there's no need for Carrie anymore, because you can get to places way faster.
Yeah, Dashell is literally just like what Carrie wishes it could be.
Yeah, it's like Carrie and then the cooler Carrie.
Yeah, but I do think, I mean, I don't think you're gonna organize these, but like, I like Carrie more than Slim.
There we go. That's what we're feeling.
Yep. All right.
Alright, Fleep, given to us in chapter 4-2, after we get him some toilet paper so Scorp can take a shit. Basically only used to like flip around like fabrics in time to get like switches done, so like puzzles. Very useful when it comes to the treasure maps, that way we can get a couple of treasures like gold bars, recipes, and cards as well. And like backtracking, it's basically what Fleep does. You just backtrack with Fleep with a bunch of treasure maps, and that's where Fleep's usefulness ends. So,
yeah, this is
I feel like they.
I'm not a big Fleep fan.
Yeah, I feel like they only introduced the treasure map feature because of Fleep, and they're like, we gotta give him a use. Because also there is a use with him. You can flip enemies to stun them for a little bit. That way you can make the advantage. Also, we've seen that with like the barricade guys, because they'll put a barrier around themselves, and you have to make them disoriented in order to attack them. So he is useful against one enemy he's required against. Everything else is optional.
If it wasn't for like the treasure maps, I would 100% be down for putting this character in D.
Yeah.
But I think the treasure maps do make this Pixel a little bit cooler. So maybe in C, but
yeah,
I don't know. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna put like right there. Slim's going backwards.
Sorry, Slim. You're just not that great.
No one likes you.
Yeah. But speaking of someone that we should like.
Oh, we love Cludge. Cludge, given to us in chapter 5-2, when we're chasing after the Thorau Sapiens. He is basically Mario's hammer from the Paper Mario game, and also the 1000-Year Door game as well, just in pixel form. When you get him, you can make him show anything you want at the top of his lungs. I think, what did we say? Like ass wipe or something?
I think so.
Something like that. I always pair him up with Luigi, because Luigi's high jump plus Cludge's hammer. It's always good fit. You can also pair it with Mario because Mario's iconic for the hammer. Does a shit ton of damage. What I always see, or maybe that's just me stacking cards on cards and all that. But he's a very useful one if you're good at like getting close to enemies and attacking. Cludge is your guy. And also, I love the design with like the pink orange head and then the yellow body with the orange inside and the cute little purple what are these? Wings?
Can we just talk about the fact that we used Cludge so much in our playthrough, and not a single time while we were using him did we say, Usopp Hammer, Usopp Hammer?
Oh my god, you're a Rubber Band of Doom!
Really, I think...
Is he an S tier?
He might be an S tier.
I can see that.
Like, his design is kind of on par with, I guess if you're putting Boomer there, then yeah, I think this is fine. Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm goated. All
Okay.
right. Oh, okay. All right. Next up, we got Dottie, given to us in chapter 5-4 after finding him in the end of a maze, helping like a forest, like one of the I forgot what the little caveman guys are called, but helping that one little guy escape. We end up getting him because we are recognized as a hero, and we're able to escape the maze too by turning ourselves itty bitty small, which makes us go in between small doors, small cramps, and also not being able to be seen by enemies because we're so small. And we never use Dottie unless we had to.
This one might be
It's an interesting design. Oh yeah, and also we had to use them a lot when we were doing the recipes in order to get to the tiny houses that had special ingredients for us to use, so...
But when you think about it, there was legitimately no reason for them to do that other than to make you use Dottie.
Yeah. I feel like they see like a pixel that they know doesn't have a lot of usefulness, so they had to invent shit.
Okay, I'm going to put this out there.
Yeah.
Put Dottie in C.
Okay.
And move Slim down to D.
That's so true.
I think you were right.
Yeah. Oh, what was that?
Yeah, this like I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, Dottie doesn't really have like a lot of usefulness, but in design, I like Dottie's design way more than Slim's. Like,
yeah.
Why is Slim a upside down triangle?
That's a good point. I don't know the design choice behind that one. Why is Dottie actually like a big circle with like these little pom-poms around it?
That's a good question. Why is Fleep a fucking rectangle? I don't know.
I don't know, cause you have to fucking like select shit. You put it in a frame to capture it.
Yeah.
I guess I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
The Fleep is to flip. I don't know. I'm just making shit up now.
Yeah, you are. It's okay though.
Yeah. All right. That's all the mainline pixels. Now we're getting into the like basically. You can get these pixels whenever you want. They're all optional, by the way, including Barry, which you can only get after completely going through chapter 3, heading back with Tippi in your party to prove that you did go to Francis's palace, beat him up, and recover Tippi, proving that you are like a capable. And Barry's so impressed that he joined your team. We didn't really use Barry a lot, but his ability is making you basically invincible for maybe 2 seconds with a barrier that does damage to enemies as long as Barry's in use. It doesn't last that long. It makes you have to do like such incredible timing with it in order to make sure it's like constantly being useful. But I recommend it for only like one-hit KOs on enemies that you know you can kill right away. But it's easy to just like get a running start and then just press 1 and just slide into an enemy with Barry.
Yeah. Okay, so I really wanted Barry to be a cool pixel, and the design is so cool. You know, you're combining offense and defense into one, but it just falls so short. The fact that it's like essentially just like a frame that you have to like hit people with, and the fact that like the usefulness is just like, why would you use Barry instead of like any other Pixel.
Yeah, good point.
So, to me, as much as I want Barry to be a good Pixel, I think this might be another C tier Pixel.
Yeah. Also, if you want invincibility, you can always use Peach's umbrella. That makes you invisible, like invincible for everything. You're not able to get hit by it.
Yeah.
I do like his design, like, because it matches like his thing, that like his barrier that he puts around the character, and also barrier. I like it.
Yeah.
Good. I love that all the Pixels have a play on name with their thing. Like Carrie carries you, Fleep flips, Dottie is like makes you like itty bitty, this kind of thing.
Yeah, I would this Pixel would have gone straight into D if it wasn't for the fact that like it's just such a cool concept.
Yeah, they had the idea there. If they made it like an extra frame or something, like an extra second, it would have been more useful.
Yeah.
Now we want to get into a Pixel that is useful.
This is my goat right here.
Yeah. Dashell basically can be brought into the party after you go through the flip side pit of 100 trials all the way to the end, to all rooms plus the final boss in that area. You unlock Dashell as your reward. The only usefulness that he has is that he's able to go super fast, as in his name, Dashell, and you can just sprint to areas as fast as possible. So just a better Carrie. He activates right away instead of doing an animation where you get on him to, like, go. The only thing I will say, he doesn't pair well with Bowser because, like I said, Carrie, if you put Bowser on Carrie, he's still able to do his mouth breathing in midair because Carrie counts as a platform. So that's the only thing about that, is that he doesn't pair well with Bowser, but everyone else, like, if you want to go somewhere fast, Dashell's your guy. You need to get around town, like, in 2 seconds, he's your guy.
Yeah, Dashell is the epitome of gotta go fast.
Yeah, he's basically Sonic.
And because of that, I can respect this man. I like his animations where he's like spinning around.
Yeah.
And I think that had he been like gotten straight away, you know, I think that he would have been without a doubt my favorite Pixel in the entire. Well, it's kind of like hit or miss because he kind of is my favorite Pixel. But you get him so late.
Yeah, I mean, you can get him anytime, as long as you finish the flip side, put him under trials. We just chose to hold back on it a little bit.
Well, the typical person's not going to be really completing the flip side 100, 100
trials.
Bit of 100 trials. Holy shit, could not say that. But the typical person's not going to be completing that like right away.
Yeah, I mean, there's enemies in there that could rock your shit.
Yeah.
So it is a good reward.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, where would you place Dashell at?
Honestly, because we got it right before we started post-game, and we had a lot of running around to do, of going to different chapters and all around town and all that shit. Dashell was such like a relief that I could get it through areas without having to take damage and just like getting there as fast as possible. Because of the amount of running around in post-game, with trying to do the cards, recipes, and then the treasure maps as well. Dashell was a saving grace. I would put him in S tier because of the design and how it was like a, what is the word I'm looking for? It was a convenience to have him during post game.
Okay. If that is where you would like to place him, I have no complaints.
It's such a breath of relief that I didn't have to spend an extra 10 seconds on a level because Dashell was there. I could just get there as fast as possible. Treasure map, done. I can leave.
Yeah, I think it is, like, people underestimate how important it is for convenience more than anything in video games. Mm-hmm. Because, like, you know, whenever you're doing something, you want to be kind of the laziest you can be while getting, like, the highest amount of rewards for that.
Yeah.
And Dashell is the epitome of just, like, hey, you want to save, like, 10 minutes throughout your journey on this one episode? Use me.
Yeah.
Like, and I think I was debating between like A and S tier myself, but I think I am perfectly comfortable with putting him into S tier.
Yeah, and also, I know it's a weird comparison, but Dashell to me is like how, I don't know what button you use for it in MapleStory. It's that jump that, like, gives you extra speed. I think it's Control or Tab that you use to just, like, extra speed.
Yes, yeah.
Dashell's like that, what that button is to you.
Yeah, that's how I imagine it in this game. Not to go off on too much of a tangent, but whenever this game like was first created, MapleStory that is, there was no like mechanics for you to like dash or jump around. You had to walk everywhere.
Yeah.
And then they decided one update, hey, let's make it so that every character can have like a horizontal jump and go further. Oh my lord. The amount of people that were so ecstatic about that because it's such a time save.
Yeah.
And for people, you know, time is money, so in that regard, Dashell is money. So, anyways, moving on.
Yeah. Alright, there's Piccolo. You can only get him I think you can get him pretty much any-time you want, as long as you have Flopside unlocked, where you talk to Merlee on the other side of the counter, and she gives you this very long quest to go through that basically leads you all the way to chapter 1-4, progress all the way backwards in order to get this key that a treasure, like, a hunter gave her, I guess, that leads to a house in Flopside where Piccolo is waiting for you. He only really has the two main uses. It is for 2 orange boxes that are one in Flipside, one in Flopside that gives you cards. They are orange, and one of them has Piccolo on it, and that's supposed to be the signal for the other box. And the other one is that it can cure Cursia curses that make you slow, flip your controller around, not being able to jump, and the other one I can't remember, but it cures the Cursia thing. And also, I read it also resets Merlee's health, like little care packages that she does for you, like the little spinning of items. It's supposed to reset that. I don't know how true that one is though, because I've never seen it, but apparently that's what Piccolo does. And also, when used, it makes different music based off the character they're using it on. So Mario and Luigi have more like jazz incorporated into theirs. Peach's is more like a lovely melody that goes with hers, and Bowser has more of like a heavy rock with his, and they all match their characteristics.
Yeah, I like Piccolo. Piccolo's design is so cool, and when I learned that like you could get rid of the Cursia curses, I was like, oh, that's actually like a really cool aspect. Not like this most useful, but if I had to rank these characters in terms of like uniqueness, Piccolo would be like an S tier, because just like unique abilities that Piccolo has compared to the rest of these Pixls, it's just really cool. But in terms of usability, we're talking like D or F tier. Like,
yeah. I love his design, too.
He's an optional Pixel for a reason. Like,
yeah, I do like his design as like a little music note and whatnot. I love his little interaction when you get him out of the chest, and like he's just so excited to hear all the noises and shit that the world has to offer.
Yeah.
Maybe C. I feel bad if I put him in D.
I think C.
Yeah. Put him like there.
Alright, and to round it all out, we have Tiptron.
Yep, only available in post-game. You need 999 coins, and then go to chapter 3-4 to visit Francis, who has once, it was a thing in 3-4, the original chapter. He was taking pictures of Tippi. He took said pictures and made a 1x1 scale model of Tippi, naming it Tiptron. And he will sell it to you for 999 coins. Once you get it, it basically is just Tippi 2.0. It can basically tattle on enemies, unlock puzzles and stuff if you haven't already unlocked them previously. And there is a little bonus scene that we did show off where if you do enter Merlin's house with Tiptron, he mistakenly thinks it's Tippi, and we had to explain to him that it was like Francis' creation and whatnot. That was a little funny. Not like funny, it's just like I'm glad they put that detail in, that like Merlin would be like, oh, Tippi's alive, that's awesome, and so glad to hear from you. But it's really like a robot of her. So
yeah,
I'm glad that they put in the effort, because they could have just not, you know? They could have just, like, forgot about that. But I'm glad they did it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to be said about this this Pixel, because, I mean, it's literally just Tippi.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you can really say besides,
It's Tippi.
It's Tippi.
Yeah.
It's quote unquote Tippi. It has every single feature that you'd want out of Tippi, except, you know, robot.
Yeah. There's
But-
I feel like what we said before, like I feel like the people that made the Pixels kind of fucked up a little bit, because they realized that they were gonna, like, not kill Tippi off, but, like, get rid of her. She's not gonna be useful anymore. And they're like, well, fuck, we just tied a very important mechanic to her, and we're getting rid of her. What do we do to, like, fix this? And they pulled Francis out of their ass and was like, hey, what if we just, like, make him build one?
Yeah.
So I feel like that was their solution to get around basically getting rid of a very important mechanic and making you have to grind 999 coins for it, which is funny. But
the fact that you have to grind 999 coins, the fact that it feels like a cop-out from the team and whatnot. I don't want to put Tiptron in S tier because Tiptron doesn't hit the same as Tippi.
I feel like B tier.
Yeah, people are gonna look at this list and be like, "That's literally just fucking Tippi." Why, like?
Yeah, I feel like with the tediousness of having to do all that shit.
Yeah, you have to get 999 coins. You have to go all the way to Francis's bitch ass.
Yeah.
Then you just get a copped out version that's just like, you're just like, oh my goodness, it's so impactful that Tippi's gone. It's like, oh, but wait, Tippi's not really gone. It feels like when you're like watching a show and the protagonist gets like their ass beat, and then they go back and fight the antagonist and then just win. It's like, oh man, I knew all along that like the protagonist was gonna win. Like,
yeah.
So it doesn't hit the same anymore when it's like, like, do you ever get that feeling like you freaking get annoyed with how movies are because the good guys always win?
Oh yeah, definitely. Also,
Yeah,
with seeing it like this, you can see some of the differences between Tippi and Tiptron, like obviously the antennas and whatnot, and then these, like, it's not like, there's little whites in between Tippi's wings here before it goes to, like, solid white in the middle, whereas Tiptron's is, like, solid that change colors, and then just solid gray in the middle and stuff. So you can see the difference between the two, which I think I feel like that was a cool idea of doing that. Like, keeping it one for one, but also slight differences between the two. That way, it really wasn't a copy-paste.
Yeah, it feels like they were trying to go with a Tippi 2.0, and they really went with a Tippi 0.5.
Yeah. It was a downgrade.
Yeah, I like the original. Sorry, Tiptron, but there ain't no replacing the original.
Yeah. But I do like the detail that they did, where when Tiptron does speak, it is in, like, the quote-unquote robot text that they do for the robots, so that was a good, like, attention to detail. Because they could have been lazy and just did it like the normal Pixel text boxes that we've seen throughout the entire story. But they chose to do it not only in the rainbow font to signal it's a Pixel, but also in the robot font, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. There's some cool aspects, for sure, but, I mean, like I said, it just doesn't hit the same.
Yeah. I do love the fact that proves that Francis is experienced enough to just create Pixels out of nothing, since Tiptron's voice box is rainbow. So that means he's more powerful than Merlin. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, I mean, we struggled beating up Francis. I don't feel like we'd struggle beating up Merlin.
No, I mean, Merlin's an old man. We can fight him.
Yeah.
But here it is. There is the Super Paper Mario Pixel tier list according to Phoenix and Gingy over here.
Is there anything you'd like to change before we finish out this episode, or do you think everything is in a very good location?
Wait, I got it. Hold on, let me... Alright, I think that works.
That's kind of fucked up, I'm not gonna lie. Put some respect on Tim's name at least.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Are you just gonna put the fucking slim Oh. That's crazy.
It's perfect.
That is actually crazy.
But yeah, that's the tier list. Would you want to change anything on this?
No, I think this is kind of fine.
Yeah, I kind of like where we put everything. We had our reasons behind it and everything, you know.
Yeah, there was part of me that was wondering if we wanted to change like Carrie to B tier.
Ooh.
Because thinking about it, like, there's a difference between, like theoretically, like what you would do with this Pixel versus like what we actually did. We actually used Carrie quite a bit with Bowser.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, they're basically like two peas in a pod. You know, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna put them right here.
Yeah, because I kind of like that better because I decided that, you know, if you look at like Boomer and Cludge, like those two are combat pixels and they are extremely strong at what they do in combat, which is why they have so much usefulness. Well, Carrie has the ability to aid in combat with Bowser specifically, but also has features like where you can like go on the spikes and whatnot and like you can move around faster. It's just like we talked about convenience with Dashell. Well, Carrie kind of has the same ability, just a
Yeah.
little bit slower. And you can go over spikes, so
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's a cool little feature. So I'm fine with this.
All right, there it is, the official Phoenix and Gingy tier list of Pixels. I feel good about this. I feel like that was a good note to end the thing off.
Yep. On that note, yeah, we've officially wrapped up our Super Paper Mario journey.
Yeah, even though we're what, 2 episodes into Ace Attorney now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, we just finished like the first episode of that, and we're still going.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you appreciated not only this tier list, but the entire journey that we made along the way. We definitely made some memories, made some friends, made some enemies.
There was good episodes, there were bad episodes, there were us talking about fetishes. That was one episode. I think that was the last episode we did.
That's crazy.
That was crazy, but...
Anywho. Yeah. We appreciate y'all so much.
Yeah.
And we're excited for our next journey.
Yeah, which, as we said, was Ace Attorney Justice for All, now on Sundays and Mondays, so check that out if you're not interested in Super Mario 64, so...
Yeah. Thank y'all so much for watching, and we'll see y'all in the next one.
Yeah. Bye!
Bye-bye!